Three, two, one. We are live. I am Stefan, and you are beautiful. And this is Coffee Talk. Grab your mugs and fix your wigs. We got breaking news, sad breaking news. Baseball legend, Mr. Pete Rose, dead at the age of 83 years old. Make sure you subscribe. Let's talk about it. I want to hear from you in the chat. It all starts now. Don't touch that dial.
It's Coffee Talk with ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stefan and all his friends.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Stefan, and it is September 30th. What are you doing? What is going on? This is what's going on here. Breaking news. Pete Rose, dead at 83 years old. Baseball legend, MLB legend. Pete Rose has died at the age of 88. It's hitting the news. It's coming out everywhere. Pete's agent, Ryan Fitterman of Fitterman Sports, confirmed the news, adding the family is asking for privacy at this time. Pete, nicknamed Charlie Hustle. Come on. You remember Pete best, one of the greatest baseball players to ever grace a diamond. He earned 17 All-Star game nods, winning 3 World Series and the 1973 NL MVP. Pete had a little issues in his life, which he didn't get the credit he deserved. Some people don't think he deserved it, like Johnny Bench. I mean, I grew up with Pete Rose. I'm sure you guys did too. I have some clips here to show how great he was and some of his best plays. We're going to talk about it right now, but I haven't done a coffee talk in a long time. I figured we need to be together again, us. And got a new studio going on. I'm fixing it up. But in the meantime, it's always good to see some people here. And let's see who is in the chat. I'm so sad, man. Hey, Bronson029, thanks for being here. Very sad day, especially if you grew up with Pete Rose. Back in the 70s when I was a kid, you grew up with him, definitely. And it's very sad. And what I'll do for you, Bronson, since you're here and you're talking with me, let's go right here. I have some good stuff to show you. I put some clips here from some other YouTube channels and some funny moments too. Not only was he a great baseball player, and he might have had his issues that got him caused a controversy, but he was also a funny guy. And when he did some interviews, he was funny, especially the one on Howard Stern. You remember that one when he talks about Joe DiMaggio? But let's look at a couple of Pete's baseball moves, right?
Moment number 14. On April 8, 1963, Cincinnati native Pete Rose made his major league debut on opening day. Rose would go on to hit .273 with 25 doubles and 9 triples his rookie season and collect 17 of 20 votes to become the second player in Reds history to win the National League Rookie of the Year award.
Come on, man. Come on. Legend, a true legend right here. True legend. And if you're tuning in right now, everybody, Pete Rose, legendary baseball player, dead at the age of 83 years old. It's all coming in. Everybody's talking about it right now. I figured I'd talk with you guys about this. Cincinnati native who became the baseball's all-time hits leader, as well as one of the most diverse figures in the sport's history, died Monday. And this is according to the news reports that are coming our way right here. He was 83 years old and pretty crazy, man. I mean, I remember being a kid and he was up in the Cincinnati Reds. Remember, he also got banned from baseball in 1989 for gambling while managing his hometown Reds. That was a hard one, huh? How did you feel about that when you heard the news about this? Let's check out some more clips of Pete right here.
Moment number 14. On April 8, 1963, Cincinnati native Pete Rose made his major league debut on opening day. Rose would go on to hit .273 with 25 doubles and
legend. Let's check out the Howard Stern one we have here. Check this one out.
I went to Vietnam with Joe DiMaggio.
Right.
And I actually gave him a shower one night in the middle of the jungle.
You
gave him a shower?
Joe DiMaggio?
Well, the only way it happened, we got a minute to tell the story?
Sure.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, we went from San Francisco to Vietnam, me, Joe, Jerry Coleman, Tony Canigliaro.
Wow.
And they broke us up into 2 groups, and Joe and I went south, and the other 2 went north, and we ended up meeting them on the Intrepid, which is docked down here.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're out in the middle of the jungle, and it's so damn hot you can't sleep.
I just
and,
can't
and
believe
Joe
it.
says, I got to take a shower. I said, Joe, we're not downtown Saigon. This is the middle of the jungle. So the only way you can take a shower is they have like a bamboo thing, and somebody's got to get up on a chair and pour the water in and pull a string, and I'm the somebody, and Joe's taking a shower.
Right.
Now, the best way to describe Joe DiMaggio is he's a penis with a man hanging from it.
Right. It's huge, right?
You know how we used to, when we were kids, they called them shower shoes? They called them thongs today?
Right.
Joe wore 3 of them.
Oh, wow. His penis was that huge.
Oh,
I'd
my
heard
God.
that. It was legendary, right?
Dick with a man hanging from it. No question about it.
Unbelievable. How many inches would you say Joe DiMaggio was?
Well, he said, that ain't where it ends. That's where it bends.
Did it go
Come on. He had a good personality and a good sense of humor. Anyway, he passed away right now, and I wanted to share it with you guys. If you're tuning in, legendary Pete Rose passed away at the age of 83 years old. Now in death, it remains to be seen whether Pete will finally have his rightful place in Cooperstown. What do you guys think? I think he deserves it, man. One of the greatest players of all time. And let me see what you have to say here. Any comments over here? Well, it is a sad day. Back to you, Bronson. He's so sad, man. But the man, legendary. Anyway, I'm Stefan, and I wanted to share this with you guys right here. Let me see if I could put some other clips up here really quick while you're here. And if you're tuning in, this all-star legend has passed away. So I'm going to see what else we could put in here. And we may watch some clips together. Hold on, cats over here. Let's see if we could get this right here. Get some moments of Pete right here playing. All right. I think we get it. Check it out. All right. Here we go.
On April 8th, 1960,
I was playing in the beginning. Let's watch it together,
Pete
guys,
Rose
huh?
made his major league debut on opening day. Rose
Such a
went
legend.
on to hit
Absolutely.
273 with 25 doubles and 9 triples. His rookie
Yeah,
season
the
and
Munchbox.
collect
He's in the house right here. The Munchbox. Thanks for being here, Munchbox. If you guys don't know the Munchbox, I did a vlog and great hamburger joint in the Valley. Actually, if you go there, one of Charles Manson, his Hancock is on the wall there. So check out the Munchbox.
Moment number 13.
Here's moment
Over
13.
his 24-year career, Pete rattled off 15 seasons with a batting average over 300. In 1968, he claimed his first batting title after posting a .335 average. Pete wasted no time collecting another title, batting a career-best .348 in 1969 to become the NL batting champion in back-to-back seasons.
Come on now, this man doesn't belong where he should get the recognition just because of a habit. You can't take away how he played the game, and this guy played the game.
Number 12. Pete earned the nickname Charlie Hustle because of his intense, relentless style of play.
You got it, Munchbox.
This was
Thank you, my
never
man.
more evident than in the 1970 All-Star Game when Rose barreled over catcher Ray Fosse to score the winning run and give the National League a 5-4 victory in the 12th inning, a play that is considered the most memorable in All-Star history.
Come on, what's your favorite Pete Rose game? Post it here. I want to hear what your favorite memory of Pete Rose and what he meant to you and your family. Let's go to July 14th, 1970 right here. Let's check this one out.
Moment number 11. 1973 was perhaps Rose's most impressive individual season. Playing left field that year, Pete notched one of his 17 All-Star appearances, hit .338 to capture his third NL batting title, led the majors with a career and franchise best 230 hits, and won the NL MVP award while leading the Reds to the NLCS.
Wow. Wow.
Moment number 10. Rose incited a benches-clearing brawl in Game 3 of the NLCS at Shea Stadium when he
remember
slid
this
into
game.
Mets shortstop Bud Harrelson while trying to break up a double play. Fans threw objects from the stands, and Sparky Anderson pulled his team from the field until order was restored. Despite the Reds losing that game, Rose would respond with a 12th-inning game-winning home run in Game 4.
Come on. True rock star in the game. True rock star. He will get the recognition. I predict he will.
Moment number 9. While the 1975 World Series is largely remembered for Carlton Fisk's walk-off home run in the 12th inning of Game 6, the Cincinnati Reds bounced back to beat the Red Sox in Game 7 and became world champions. Pete Rose was the MVP of that series, hitting .370 with 10 hits, 5 walks, 3 runs, and 2 RBI.
And a couple of moments I wanted to share with you guys that I grabbed from some other YouTube channels out here just to share with you guys, but there's no denying who this man was, what he did to the game, and how he changed the game. True legend.
Coming from 1970 to 1976. During that span, Rose captained the Reds as they collected 5 division titles, 4 pennants, and 2 World Series championships.
I mean, Pete Rose, he spent the majority of his career with the Cincinnati Reds, but he played with the Phillies and the Expos before returning to Cincinnati. You know, and finishing his career as a player manager.
Rose became the 13th member of the 3,000 hit club when he singled off Steve Rogers of the Montreal Expos in front of his hometown fans at Riverfront Stadium. Since that time, 16 more players have reached this historic milestone.
Wow. I think it was 1986 that Rose hung up his spikes for good. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, put it in the comments right here.
Moment number 6. In the summer of 1978, Rose captured the attention of the baseball world when he strung together a 44-game hit streak, becoming the first player to approach Joe DiMaggio's record 56-game streak from 1941. Rose's 44 consecutive games with a hit trail only DiMaggio and Willie Keeler, who compiled a 45-game streak from 1896 to 1897 for the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Moment number 5. The true definition of a utility man. Pete did just about everything on the field, and he did it all well. Rose was the only player selected to the All-Star team at 5 different positions: second base, right field, left field, third base, and first base.
Come on, no player in the 100-year history of Major League had more hits than Pete.
Moment number 4. As his career went on, the hitting records and milestones kept piling up for Pete. Though
But he had like over 4,000 hits over his 24-season career.
Rose became the NL career hit leader on August 10th, 1981, as a member of the Philadelphia
Hey,
Phillies.
Tara, good to see you here. Sad day in the sports world and in the music world. We lost Chris Christopherson and now
while playing for
another
the
legend.
Montreal Expos. Moment number 3.
Rose
After
led
signing with the Philadelphia
MLB in
Phillies
games
following
played
the
3,562 at-bats, 15,890.
After signing with the
Plate
Philadelphia
appearances,
Phillies following the
14,000.
1978 season,
Over
Rose was
14,000,
traded
wow.
back to the Reds from the Montreal Expos in 1984. He returned as a player manager, the last person to ever hold this position in Major League Baseball. Rose
And he
hit
was
.259
just a
with the
versatile
Expos
player.
that
Guy
season,
played
but
first
hit
base, second base, third
365 with the
base,
Reds
and the
upon his return
outfield.
in '84.
And managing. Wow.
Moment number 2. On September 8th, 1985, Pete had 2 hits against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field, the second of which was hit number 4,191, tying Ty Cobb's 57-year-old record. It would later be discovered that this was the day Rose technically broke Cobb's all-time hit record, as a 2-hit game by Cobb in 1910 had been counted twice. Thus, Cobb ended his career with 4,189 hits.
That was 85. Then he hung up his spikes in 86.
Moment number 1. On September 11th, 1985, Rose reached a milestone no player had ever reached before or has ever reached since when he collected career hit number 4,192, surpassing the great Ty Cobb. Rose would end up with 4,256.
You could be right,
career
but I
hits,
think it was 86. But if I'm
still
wrong,
remains
forgive
one
me.
of the most recognizable numbers in all of sports.
Well, collected a career hit number 4, 192, surpassing Ty Cobb. Rose would end up with 4,256 career hits. Pretty big, huh? Do you think anyone will ever beat his record? You know what? Never say never. Possibly. But an incredible record the man has had. And it's good to see some new faces here. Very sad. There will never be another Pete. His hit record will never be broken, David says right there. You know, hard one, David. You know, I'm never going to say never, but it's up there, huh? I think the guy should get the recognition that he deserves. And it was, I think, in 1989 that he was banned from baseball, if I'm wrong, from his gambling. If I'm wrong, put it in here. Where's that Howard Stern video? I mean, he was a funny guy, man. Let's see if I could find it over here and play it to you guys again. That was a funny interview. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm going to try to set it up here for you guys really quick before we get out of here. I mean, the one thing, you know what? We lose these people that we love and that meant something to us. But man, you know what? Always remember these
I went
people
to
with a
Vietnam
smile.
with Joe DiMaggio,
Right.
and I actually gave him a shower one night in the middle of the jungle.
You gave him a
showered
shower.
Joe
Well,
DiMaggio?
Well, the only
'Cause that's
way
what it's
it
all
happened
about.
and we got a minute to tell the story.
Sure.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, we went from San Francisco to Vietnam. Me, Joe, Jerry Coleman, Tony Canigliaro,
Wow.
and they broke us up into two groups. And Joe and I went south. And
Actually, a pretty funny story right here. This is one of my favorite interviews that anybody could do.
And
right here, Howard Stern captures a funny moment with Pete. So let's remember Pete with a smile and the great baseball games he's played.
So the only
Check
way
it
you can
out.
take a shower is they have like a bamboo thing, and somebody's got to get up on a chair and pour the water in and pull a string, and I'm the somebody, and Joe's taking a shower.
Right.
Now, the best way to describe Joe DiMaggio is he's a penis with a man hanging from it.
Right. It's huge, right?
You know how we used to, when we were kids, they called them shower shoes? They
Yeah.
called them thongs, did they?
Right.
Joe wore 3 of them.
Oh, wow. His penis was that huge.
Oh,
I'd
my
heard
God.
that. It was legendary, right?
Dick with a man hanging from it. No question about it.
Unbelievable. How many inches would you say Joe DiMaggio was?
Well, he said, that ain't where it ends, that's where it bends.
Did it go? No kidding. Down to his knee.
Oh,
Almost.
my God.
So
Oh,
you,
my
so you
goodness.
had to bathe this man, this
No, I
legend.
just
He
pulled the
was
water. I
pouring
didn't
the
bathe
water.
him.
But you got to look. Did you say? Is that the biggest one?
I got to be the only guy in the world to give Joe DiMaggio a shower.
Yeah, was that the biggest one you've ever seen? I mean, you've been in locker rooms all over the world. I mean,
He's
Did you
quite
say?
a guy.
Did you
He's
say?
quite
Hey,
a man.
did you say, Joe? My God. I mean,
Jesus, I tried. If I had a camera phone, I'd have took a picture of that.
how did that? How did
I mean,
you?
he could have signed Carl Yastrzemski on it.
Come on, that's a funny one. I think there's another clip of him talking. Let's see if we can find that another one of him that I put up here. Just to share those stories, it's to remember a legend like that. If you're tuning in, anybody just coming in right now, it's good to see you guys here. But legendary baseball, Pete Rose dead at 83. Breaking news, and just remembering with a couple of smiles, and we just showed some great plays of his career. Well, I think anybody will beat his record. I think it's a tough one. I'm not sure, but it's a tough one. Let's see what else we got here really quick, guys, and girls, before we get out of here. Here's one that Howard Stern defends Pete best. Check this out.
What is a legend?
Well, a legend is a guy who has some form of accomplishment.
He surpasses the sport
Right.
that he plays or whatever medium he's
So
in.
Howard's a legend, huh?
I would say so, yeah.
Yes. What's your story? I mean, you were a real man when you were a
When
kid.
did you know you had all this incredible talent?
When you were a kid,
Well, you know, believe it or not, when I was a kid, I was a better football player than I was a baseball player.
I can see that
Really?
you're short
That's
and
wild, huh?
stocky.
Yeah, but because my father was a football player and he wanted me to follow in his footsteps, and to be honest with you, it was my mistake. I just didn't like school, or I'd have went to college. And
Yeah.
Pete's now a radio guy.
I didn't know that.
What, they throw you out of baseball?
Yeah, yeah.
What for
But you
gambling
weren't
or
even
something?
playing.
Well,
You weren't playing. Why did they throw you out of baseball?
See, I'm glad he didn't follow the case because
I really
he's
didn't.
probably more adverse to what's going on than most people
Yeah.
because he wasn't brainwashed.
That's right.
It's hard to it's hard to brainwash
It's hard to find
Howard.
his brain.
What is it, Gary?
Wash it.
Speaking of brainwash,
I was
here's
going to help
someone-
you out with some of the sports stuff. Pete wasn't playing, but he was managing.
He was managing.
Oh, you were managing.
Managing the
Oh,
Reds.
yeah.
The gambling issue is one where they think that you're going to then throw the
Affect
game or
the
something.
game,
That's
yeah.
that was the issue
Well, I was
with that.
But
suspended
it
for
was-
baseball for a minute, and I bet on the Super Bowl, Howard.
Right.
Oh, right.
Nothing
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. But I was the only guy that year to bet on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and who would know?
And you
who
know
would
he's not the
You
only guy that
against
was
the
gambling.
game.
I know.
But he
You
got
oughta-
the bad
All you
rap.
got to do is analyze and look at my record playing a game of baseball or managing a game of baseball, and there's nothing crooked there.
How much fun is it to be a professional athlete? I mean, you get to
Oh, it's
hang
a lot
around
of
with
fun.
guys. You
Yeah.
hang around with guys.
You go out and play a game.
Yeah, you can drink and stuff, eat all you want because you get
had a
exercise
good
the
life.
next day.
It's first class. I mean,
It's unbelievable.
That's the problem I think with athletes today. It's limousines, it's jet planes, it's private jets.
He was
Is it a
an
horrible
athlete when it
letdown,
was
though, when your
good to be
career's
an
over?
athlete.
No,
Are
not
you
at all.
done?
Rock star.
Not at all, because you got to remember, I played longer than anybody. I played 24 years. So how selfish would I be to say I wish I still was playing? I mean, I was in it. I was a manager. I run the show, and as you can imagine,
He was in it when the
just reading
game was a
papers today,
game.
it's a lot
That's
harder.
the truth.
It's a lot harder to manage today than it was in the 70s or the 60s because of the amount of money the athletes make.
That's right. So now you're out of baseball completely. That's it.
I'm
Any
a
chance?
fan.
And you don't want to get back in.
I'm a
Even if
fan.
they said to you tomorrow you could get back in, would you care?
No, because
Would you go back and coach
no,
or something?
No, I'm a fan.
So that was like the lowest point in your life, but at the same point, now that you're back on top, what do you care?
Well, it wasn't the lowest point. It was exciting for me because I had so many great young players come through when I was manager. But
Listen, you should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Whatever your problems were in the past.
yeah,
He should be.
Did they have anything to do with what he did on the field?
Has nothing to
That's
do with what
needs
you
to
did
be
on the
recognized.
field.
agree.
Your record has to be recognized. It doesn't. Listen, you could go to any baseball player in this country, and you can find out all kind of things about them. Listen, baseball
do.
play exactly. So the point is, but your record stands. It's a
His record does
fantastic
stand, and
record.
nobody
You
has
should be in the
touched
Hall
it.
of Fame. End of it.
Do you find yourself under any scrutiny from media?
Well,
Please.
please.
You just don't give a
You
damn.
put yourself
I could
out there,
give
you're
a
gonna
rat's
find
ass what they
yourself.
say about me. I'm
Everybody
sitting here
wants to
making
knock
another
you
when
when
you're
you're
at
at
the
the
top.
top.
You think the media's like that? You think that they're
The
all
media is like that because
frustrated because of the money they don't make?
no, because they're looking for news. They got to fill a
That's right.
newspaper every day. There's
And
50.
unfortunately, negative things get more.
Sure.
They
No,
sell more papers.
It is
than
big
positive
news
things.
when Pete Rose is gambling. That is big news.
And it's big
He's
true.
right, because when I had the anniversary in August of being suspended for 5 years, it had 2 pages in USA Today. When I had the anniversary for 5 years for breaking a record, it had to have one little paragraph.
Right.
You know who Pete's worst enemy is, really? It's the sports writers. It's like these holier-than-thou guys, and they write these articles that Pete shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But you're right, because whatever he did on the
But they're the
field...
ones that vote, though. That's the problem.
Oh,
They're the
is
ones
it,
that vote.
that's how you get in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sports
you have
writers
to get
vote
past
you
them.
in.
They have like 4.
Oh man, you know what? Pete Best had stunk up the bathroom. The owner of the store complained, and when Pete heard this, guess what he wrote on the next time ball he ordered. Hold on, let me read this to you guys. My dad had a story. He was an agent for Philly athletes. He had Pete Rose for an autograph signing in the mall. Pete took a break at one point and bombed out the bathroom in this card store. It stunk up the bathroom. The owner of the store complained. And when Pete heard this, guess what he wrote on the next time ball he autographed? Pete Rose all the time. Shit King, that's funny. That is a good one. Thanks for that. Adventures with B&E. That's a funny one.
425 of them, Howard, and you need 75% of the votes to get in.
And they are so pompous that they feel that
Well,
you
some
have to
of
have
them
you have to have this
Some of them are
impeccable.
purists. Some of them are purists.
Right.
Baseball purists.
And Howard, you're right. You're talking about guys that might make $500 a week.
That's right. Look what I've made for you. I want to hand this to you now. It's a plaque. It says Hall of Fame plaque. Look at it, Robin. Pete Rose
You're giving him your own.
played 24 years. Charlie Hustle. Look at it.
That's
There it
what you
is.
deserve.
Come on.
And you're going to hang this in your restaurant.
Yes.
It's for you, and I hope
Yes.
you take it with you. And you'll. Believe
We'll
me,
frame
there's-
it first.
There's your Hall of Fame. I voted you. There you
Howard
go.
Stern. Thank you, Howard. You know what? Man's a legend. The man had a good attitude about his career, and he knew that he kicked ass, and he did it better than anybody else. Will anybody beat his record? I don't think so, but I'm not going to say never, because then this video will roll down. Look what ADIKA said. But you know what? I think it's a hard one to beat. The man's a legend. He should be there. And baseball, you need to respect the king, Pete Rose, a true legend. Pete Rose, thank you for the games. Thank you for the memories. And our condolence to your fans, your friends, and of course, your family. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody that's in here. I want to appreciate some new faces. Adventures with B&E. Thank you. The guy was a ride. Really cool to meet you. Hope you subscribe. Munchbox, great guy. Very cool clip, Steph, and how it seems like a true friend. Truly the Munchbox. That's right. That's Andrew from the Munchbox. Check him out if you're in California, Chatsworth. He owns one of the oldest burger joints in town, the Munchbox. Check that out. I did a little thing of him on my TikTok. Was one of Charles Manson's favorite place to eat, and the root beer float is what Manson used to get there. I'm not, being a fan of Manson. I'm just telling you, the place is legendary, but also it was a big place, since we're talking about All-American baseball player Pete Rose that passed away today. Another All-American couple used to go to the Munchbox, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. So if you're in Chatsworth, California, check those cats out. Over here, Adventures with B&E, thanks for doing this. Hey, man, thank you for watching. And Tara, wonderful Tara over here. Always, thank you for being in my ADIKAville over here. I'm going to do some more coffee talk and chats with you guys, I think. And if you want more chats, post your comments down below. We'll go live. I like this. It's fun. And you guys make the show. But if you're not here, I don't want to go live. But in the meantime, thank you, Pete Best, for the memories. And sad breaking news. Pete Rose dead at 83, but at least we could smile from these interviews that Howard Stern had given us. Pete Best, we love you. Until then, everybody, make sure you click on the box that you can see pop up either here or here for our next episode. Who loves you, baby? We do. We'll catch you all later. This is Coffee Talk with ADIKA. Bye-bye.
It's Coffee Talk with ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that.